Hi, Tony here with Untethered Living. This is my very first video on YouTube, and I'm excited about my decision that I've made and the journey that I'd like you all to come along with me on. I've been a fan of the tiny house movement for a few years now, and initially I wanted to build a tiny house on wheels, but the problem was that I couldn't quite find a place that I would put the house. My decision, and this has been about a 12-month process, I've decided to go van living, or camper van, so to speak. I spent the last 12 months obsessively watching videos on van builds and van living and van life, so I'm out here today to reveal something I'm very excited about. 2 weeks ago, actually a month ago, I was looking at some vans, and about 6 months ago I decided, and I even drafted up some plans for a Dodge Sprinter van, a ProMaster. I was thinking about 1500, didn't really want to go too big right away. 1500, either low or high roof, didn't matter to me. About a month ago I found a high roof, phenomenal price. I locked it in my favorites on my browser, and it was there. I said, if it's there on Friday or what have you, I'm gonna go see it. So that Thursday night I checked it, it was still there. Friday I said, all right, I'm headed out, I'm gonna go buy this van. And I looked Friday and it was gone. Couldn't believe it. So about 2 weeks later, I saw another ProMaster, and this was a low roof, and I thought, okay, price was not too bad. And I thought, okay, I'll go take a look at it. So I drove out. The dealership was closed, but I drove out to take a look at it, and I thought, okay, I'll come back and see if the numbers look good. We can run the numbers with the dealership. And again, check the next day. I was going to go back out again, gone. So back to the drawing board. And I'm kind of glad that happened, because the simple fact is that I decided that I wanted to go a different route, and for various reasons. So one reason was in terms of cost, and I was looking at newer Sprinter vans or ProMasters. I was looking at 2019 or 2020, fairly new, low miles. So I decided I didn't really want to cut into a new vehicle, because I'm also thinking about doing shore power and some various other things that I want to do with the vehicle, and it just scared me to cut into a brand new vehicle. So I ended up 2 weeks ago seeing a vehicle online, and I thought, this time I'm gonna go when they're open, and if I like it, I'm gonna buy it. So I went out and 2 weeks ago and bought this baby right behind me. This is the Ford Transit Connect. It is a micro camper. It's going to be a micro camper. Right now it's just an empty shell. But I decided to go this route, and I feel really comfortable with it. For the simple fact is that this affords me the ability to build something that I'm comfortable with. Building something out of this is not going to take a lot of, it's going to take time, but it's not going to take as much time as a bigger van. And it's not going to take as much in terms of resources either to build this vehicle out. It's 4 feet wide by 4 feet high in terms of cargo space on the inside, and it's about 7 feet long. So I myself am 1 inch shy of 6 feet. I'm 71 inches, and so for me, this works perfectly. Let me show you the van. Okay, so driver's side. This is the XL. It's I didn't realize, I didn't even think about it. I should have gotten maybe an XLT. One of the big things that I realized as I was driving home, actually the next day I drove and I went somewhere on the freeway, and I'm like, hey, there's no cruise control. And I was searching, I almost got in an accident because I was trying to find the cruise control and didn't realize that this is the base model and there is no cruise control. So what I did some research. It took me about a week to find it. I actually wasn't searching very hard, but when I finally put my mind to it, I found that there's a kit online. It's got a wiring harness, and it's got a little attachment for the lever that you can actually drill right in there. It gives you access to see it, through your steering wheel, and it's expensive, but I think that's going to be necessary, because sometimes my job takes me out west, and that's, you know, anything over a couple hours, I think my foot's going to get tired trying to maintain freeway speed. So that is definitely in the mix in terms of building that out. Even though it's an XL, I still like it. It's a 2017, as I said, and it looks relatively brand new. I mean, the tires are good. No chips on the paint. This thing is clean. One thing I did notice today, I'm a fan of the Hydro Flask, and it's got some big pockets in here, so you can just drop down your beverages or what have you in that pocket, and fit multiple sides of beverages in there as well. Nice little storage spot here for my big mag light that I have there. Pretty nice in terms of the inside. One thing I did notice too is that there is no, of course, it's a base model, so there's no backup camera here, and also the radio is really subpar. But again, it's a base model, so I'm not complaining. That it's not a priority. That may be something I'll change down the road, but it's not right now. It's not a priority. I get sound, which is good enough for me. That is the cargo area there. Again, 4 feet wide at its most wide point. You know, it's probably about an inch or two shy around the wheel wells there. I'm going to remove those plastic pieces there, and on this side is going to be my shelving and my cabinet, and on this side is I'm going to manufacture. A buddy of mine's going to help. We're going to put together a slide out bed and put that on this side. And when I slide it out, it should give me maybe about the same size as a twin bed once I pull it out. And it'll allow me the ability, in terms of the height of how I want to build it, it'll allow me the ability to sit down without bumping my head on the ceiling once that's built out as well. So that is the plan. Let me show you one of the features I like too. One of the features I really appreciate here is sliding doors on both sides. This is the driver's side viewpoint, and again, my bed will be right about here. So, I mean, if I wanted to, in an emergency exit, I can get out, or if I can even enter in here if I want to too, but I probably won't use the driver's side door as much. Swinging doors on the back, which is nice. The nice thing about this too is you push this little button here, and the doors open all the way. So without that, they actually stop, but it's nice that the doors open like that. So I could see myself maybe being in a beautiful area with the ocean or something, and I can open these doors and have a view, just like I kind of have right here, right now, actually. I can just picture myself. Here's the vision, sitting here like this in front of a beautiful lake or ocean, having some lunch or doing some work. Yeah, I can get into that. Anyway, let's continue on. So we'll go around the side here, and this is the passenger side rear sliding door as well. So, oh, hey, as you can see, I've already started my process in terms of my building materials. Right here, I've got some Reflectix, which is going to be part of my insulation. I also have, I just bought, one of the first things I purchased was Dynamat. I couldn't believe it, but that little box there is about, I don't know how many are in here. I think there's only like 10. Yeah, there's 4 10 by 10 sheets. There's only 4 sheets in here, and that thing was $40. It's like $10 a sheet. So I think I'll be fine. If there's some spots in here that I just may split them up and cut them up and put them up that way. I don't have to put the whole 10 by 10s. So I think I'm going to try and be as judicious as possible in making that last. And yeah, if I need more, I'll spend the money and do it. But I don't think I'm going to need more than what I have here. So that was the first purchase I made. I also recently purchased a Jackery Explorer 500, which I got my inspiration from a man named Chrome on YouTube. He inspired me. I was initially thinking that I was going to build out a whole intricate electronic system with 2 batteries, all the intricate wiring, and I decided that would be ridiculous in this small of a vehicle. And I was inspired by watching a video by Chrome, and he was saying that you can power your entire vehicle with a generator. of that variety. One thing I wanted to share with you in terms of space, as I said, this side's going to be the side that the bed's on. Now again, I'm about 71 inches tall, and the bed's going to be on right behind the driver's seat. So for me, from this perspective, my bed can't go all the way to the back as I've measured, because when the door is shut, there's some impedance in terms of how high I can build the framing of the bed. So I probably can lay right about here, but even with that, if you look, you can see that there's still about, I'd say about good 5 inches from here to the back of the driver's seat, which I have it back pretty much almost all the way to the back, and I'm kind of leaning back in the seat as well too. So if I needed to, I could push the driver's seat up and drive a little closer to the steering wheel. I don't necessarily like to drive like that when I drive long distance, but that's something I'm considering as well too. I still have a lot of space. I think for the most part, the bed's going to be about 3 more inches, 2 or 3 more inches longer than the way I lay out. So I should be pretty fine building the bed there. And again, that is the side. This side right here is where countertop will probably go this high, maybe about that high. And then I'll have a nice little cabinet in this area here that I could put my electronics in, and maybe some dry goods storage in there as well too. Yeah, that is the tour of the van so far. There's definitely a lot more to come, and I hope that you all will follow me on this journey. I don't know how this is going to work out all the way, but it doesn't matter. The journey begins with one step. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take that first step. You know, I was inspired by Will Smith. I myself tend to be a perfectionist, and I always wait until I do something, and sometimes the opportunity is missed. Say, case in point, me going and saying I'm going to buy a van and then just waiting and not taking the initial step to go out and actually buy the van. That search for perfection can actually, it can paralyze me into taking action. So, I had heard Will Smith say at one time, it's like failure is something that's natural to the human experience. You know, successful people fail more than they actually succeed, but we don't see that failure part. So that inspired me just to get out here and start filming. I'm not a professional camera guy. I'm sort of comfortable in front of the camera, but for the most part, this is off script. I'm out here winging it, and I'll learn as I go. Case in point, I went out earlier this morning. It was nice and quiet, not a lot of people out, and I got about 25 minutes of some good footage, rough footage, and I got home a couple hours ago just to check it out, and the sound was off. There was no sound whatsoever. So I had to laugh and think, okay, whatever, get back out there and do it again. And I'm actually glad. It's the sun's right in the sky perfectly. The weather, it warmed up a little bit. It was colder when I came out this morning, so I had a big jacket on. So it turned out to be nice, and I'm happy it turned out that way. So that's the way things work, I think. When you step out, yeah, you're gonna fall, but get right back up, dust yourself off, and do it again. So I'm gonna end it right here, and I look forward to seeing you guys on my next journey here, on my next video. So until then, be well. All right, just bought a new van, saying goodbye to the old Volvo. Just cleaned it out, and this is the new vehicle, Ford Transit Connect. Yeah, wasn't expecting to do it today. Just wanted to go check it out. Wasn't expecting to go micro camper van, but this ended up being my comfort level with my first build for my camper van. Very excited. 2017. A little bit high miles, under 70,000, but thing is clean. It's like brand spanking new almost. So I'm excited. The journey begins.